some sound effects for pads. And now you are ready for the most important part of any filthy dubstep banger. The drop.
What's up, guys? It's Mr. Rap here. There it is. And today, I was trying to figure this whole thing out because I was trying to start it and it would start, but here we go. We're starting now. Holy shit, that was loud. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was a really big ass bug. So this is going to be kind of a different video. So I'm going to be, as you can tell by the title, this is going to kind of be a speculation video for the future of Pokemon Go. Now, before I start off the video, I have to apologize. I have to because I messed up while this is still kind of a work in progress, this whole recording my phone screen while I play thing. And I messed up big time. I went on this walk with Clunky29, and it was like an hour-long video. And it was funny, and I'm going to fall down this cliff. It was funny, and we caught some really cool things, and in the end, we caught my best and one of my favorite Pokemon, like, ever. So, I filmed the whole video, and then I realized my phone couldn't, like, handle it. So I had to delete it, but there may, in the future, I may find a way around that, and we'll be able to, like, fix that problem, you know? So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you that Pokemon. So, in here, but it's not that. That's not it. It's that one. This Pokemon is one of my favorite ones, and as you can tell by its CP, it's one of my stronger ones. I'm not very good at the moment. I guess, you know, I've hit the thousands, but I'm not. Some people have. I've seen somebody who hit 2,000, and I'm nowhere close to that. Hopefully that's going to change very soon in the near future. But I went on like an Ocean City trip with Clunky29. Actually, let me catch this Pidgey. And we ended up seeing a bunch of new Pokemon. We ended up catching a bunch of them. And why are all these Pokemon so powerful today? And I'll go ahead and show you those after I catch this Pidgey. But first, and I'm not even going to say anything when I go to show you. I'm just going to flip through the new ones. So if I stop at one and like rotate it, then you'll know it's a new one. But I'm going to keep talking about the speculations that I've been wanting to talk about. So we're going to talk about updates first. So Pokemon Go has definitely a major potential for these updates. There's a lot of things that they can do to draw people back into the game. Because you have to admit, even with a game as big as this, with people who are like so into it now, it's kind of lost to the hype a little bit. I'm not saying people have completely forgotten about the game. It hasn't reached that point yet. It probably will never have reached that point, actually. With, you know, all the regions that they have and the generations that they have to put in the game. However, it has kind of lost, like, you don't see as many people freaking out about it. I might be wrong. You guys might see a lot more than I do. Maybe, you know, I'm just not looking at anything. But to me, it seems like it's already kind of lost its hype, and so the game is going to have to keep updating, putting new features in so people stay hooked. So with that being said, I have a theory for this trade and battle update. I have a feeling they're not going to update them into the game together. Because of the whole, this might be my last Clefairy until I can evolve. Anyway, with that being said, they're not going to add battling and trading together, I don't think. Because they want to keep the hype as much as they can, and they want you guys to keep downloading it and keep, you know, flipping out about it. So they're going to add them separately to prolong how long the game stays kind of new. So, it'd be like, because they've already told us they're doing like 2-week updates. So, in like 2 weeks, we get trading. That's all good and fun. Everyone's trading Pokemon, and that lasts us. That gets the hype back up for about 2 weeks, and then it kind of starts to die down again. At which time they're gonna add battling, which is gonna add the hype even more. So it's just gonna keep prolonging it. And then with the new generation updates, that's gonna keep drawing people back in because some people's favorite Pokemon aren't even in the game at the moment. I know Clunker29's favorite Pokemon is Lucario, and that's not even in the game yet. Riolu and Lucario aren't in the game yet. So, you know he's going to get back into it just to catch a Lucario, or just to catch a Riolu. If I say these names wrong, guys, don't be little dicks and bitch about it in the comments. But, yeah. So they're going to do that to kind of keep it fresh and keep people wanting more. Now, with that being said, they're not going to add those in for quite some time, probably, because there's still a lot of server issues. You just saw, I didn't really have trouble getting into the game, but it was a little bit slow. Like, it's gone faster in the past for me, but it's not really a big deal at this point. So they even said they're not going to add new features until all of their network problems are resolved. So until everybody can get into the game snap like that and be in it and start playing, until people can fight gyms without getting kicked out of them, which happens to be frequently, then they're not going to add trading or battling just yet. Now, I'm not saying that that's not going to happen shortly, because it's going to happen shortly. They're not going to do it for too long, because then again, the game loses hype. So, with that being said, there's some new other features that I feel like they haven't released yet that could potentially be coming. So, we'll first talk about the recent release of, like, the team leaders. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, recently, at some kind of convention, I think, they released colored images of the team leaders. And that's probably been all over the internet. You guys have probably seen it at this point. But that was kind of odd, because why would they keep them shaded in the first place? People on the trail. So it's a little weird. So why would they even keep them shaded in the first place? That was kind of odd to me. And then I was thinking the other day, well, there could be a very obvious explanation for this. So let's first think about how the game is right now. I personally, and I know people around me, have a tough time getting, like, potions and revives and stardust and stuff like that. So they have a hard time taking over gyms and leveling up their Pokemon. So there needs to be a good way to, like, fix this whole thing. Well, that is potentially why they could have released the colored images of these team leaders, to bring in, like, quests or something like that. So, like, every day you get a refreshed set of quests where you have to, like, catch 5 Growliths if you're on Team Valor, or catch 3 Poliwogs if you're on Team Mystic, or 10 Pikachu. That's probably not going to be that many. It's got to be kind of like a... They're going to figure it out. I know they will. And that might not even be the case, but there's a good chance, in my opinion, that quests could, in fact, be the missing part, kind of. Does that make sense? That could be what goes on next. So, the next thing we're going to have to look at is how this would all fit into this menu right here that you can see on your screen. Well, they're probably not going to put anything in the top left corner, because that would mean that they'd have to move the settings and tips that you can see right now in the top right corner, just to even and balance it out. So, my thought is maybe they'll move settings to the left and keep tips in the right, or something like that, or maybe not do anything. They might only put things like next to the Pokédex or next to the shop, which could very well, because when I first saw this, I thought, well, that's a very weird setup. What I'm thinking is that there's going to be 8 buttons total you can press. So left, right of the Pokédex, talking like trading and battling. That's definitely, we already know it's going to be the next feature that will most likely be put in. And then, let's say to the left of shop comes quests. You tap the quest button. You tap the quest button, and then a picture of your team leader would show up. and you get like a list of quests, and you can like pick one and do it, get like 200 Stardust, something like that. So it kind of covers that so far, but in order to prove this theory, almost like that it would actually almost work, is that last slot next to shop to the right would have to fill up. So something would have to fit in next to shop. So I thought about this, and I thought, okay, well, it's another thing that people are going on about. And this actually was mentioned again, but legendary Pokemon and stuff like that are mentioned along. I'm walking up a big hill right now, that's why I'm taking deep breaths. But a lot of people have been talking about and speculating about when legendary is going to come. We saw in the trailer how Mewtwo had like a big thing. It was in like Times Square, and there were people around battling it. At the end, everybody got it. So what I'm thinking here is that there's what the shit's moving and jumping and shit. What I'm thinking is they're gonna have an event slot next to shop. So, like for event, you tap the button, and it would say like events, and then it would give you a list of events that are going on right now. So like, top of the list will say like Mewtwo event, and then it'll give you details like it's in Times Square and starts this time to this time, you know. But that pretty much only takes care of one Pokemon, Mewtwo, and then they could add different legendaries in throughout that time. However, a lot of people. Give me a sec, guys. There's people walking by. I'm gonna pretend to be playing on this. That'll bug them. I'll actually show you guys the new Pokemon while I'm doing this. Alright guys, so then there's the question people are most worried about is, what about the team legendaries, the team birds? So like Team Valor's Moltres or Team Mystic's Articuno. And that also brings up a pretty easy explanation if you ask me. So what I'm thinking is like weekly or monthly or even maybe annually. I might be taking it a little too far. Probably maybe the best bet is monthly or every few months, like every 3 or something like that. Or seasonal. But I have like a different theory for that. But so what I'm thinking is monthly. We'll just go with monthly for the time being. There will be like a monthly kind of like turf war type thing, where at the end of the month, whichever team has the most gyms would win something. So that something could range, there could be like prizes for each month. So first place would get like, we'll just say 20 hyper potions, and second place would get like 10 super potions, and last place would get like 5 potions or whatever. So it would give you like certain prizes based on how your team did. Now, with that being said, a lot of people are saying, well, that makes sense because if your team wins, then you get your bird. But if your team would win that, I feel like Pokemon Go would not give a privilege to one team and not another, because I feel like that would be fair. Because a lot of people probably know, and I'm not hating on any team, any one particular team, but Team Valor and Team Mystic are kind of the prominent teams of the game. I have seen a lot of people with Mystic, but a lot of it doesn't compare to Valor, or with Instinct, but it doesn't really compare to Valor or Mystic. So what I think is we'll split up the Pokemon, if that makes sense. So we'll say there's a monthly war, and first place prize is, let's say Mystic wins it. First place prize would be an Articuno, like the full Articuno. Second place prize, let's say Valor wins it. They would get like half of their Moltres. So I know that sounds kind of weird, but there'd be like a shaded bird in there, and then it would like split the bird in half and have half of it colored in, if that makes sense. So then the next time that event comes around where you can get your bird, and let's say Valor gets second place again, then they would complete their bird, and everyone in Valor would get Moltres, if that makes sense. So now we go on to, like, let's say third place, and let's say Instinct gets third place. Then they would get like a third of their Zapdos, and they would have to wait 3 times. If they got last place again, the next time they'd have to wait 3 times to get their Zapdos. So everybody would get something, but not everybody would be rewarded the same way, if that makes sense. So makes your team want to do better. But did this change as I was walking? Oh, Christ. Yep, I told you guys, there's a 2000. Damn. Well, we're still going for it. We're still going to try to take out this gym, guys. We're still going to attempt. That's insane. Dude, props to you, Krabby. At level 32. Jesus. Alright. So, we have all of that kind of covered at this point. So, the last thing that I want to fully cover and talk on is the different generations. So, the next gen Pokemon from, I think it's Johto, maybe Hoenn, one of the two. That generation's Pokemon is going to come, and they said about every 6 months, I think, they were going to add a new generation. Now, that could be kind of held up by, we have not found any Pokemon. That could be held up by, like I've said before, look, put down the first thing I get. I could be held up by server issues and all kinds of stuff like that. So with that being said, I do think that they'll keep the word and every 6 months potentially release a new region. That would be cool. But they're gonna have to split this up and like do something with it. So I'm almost thinking that they might do like a seasons thing. So kind of like how there's like a sports season, there would be different seasons for the different regions, if that makes sense. There's a Growlithe nearby. I don't want the Growlithe. I really don't need that many more Growlithes, guys. At this point, I really want it. But, they might split up the regions into seasons. So, they might have, like, the Johto season, or the Hoenn season, or the Sinnoh season. So, with that being said, there's all kinds of different things they can do with it. They could restart you completely. Like, back up everybody's files, and wipe the whole game clean so they start all over again. And that might not be a very good idea, but that could potentially be what happens. I'm highly doubting that theory, but what I think my best thought theory is that they're gonna add it in, and they're definitely gonna make like a big deal about it. and they're gonna kind of cut back on like the amount of like Pidgeys and Rattatas that are spawning. But see, this is a hard thing to speculate on because they're gonna cut back a lot. Where is this Growlithe? Is it over there? It might be that way. What we can do actually, I might have just enough. This isn't. I do have just enough. We could do this. Oh, my bag's full. Dude, that's some ass. My bag's not full. Your bag's full. How is my bag? Oh, this might be why. Is that why? So, I think I might be done kind of speculating this because I don't want to get too much wrong and kind of like get your hopes up and stuff. Oh, 100. Screw it. So with that, what I was thinking is we do this. Activate that bitch. Hopefully this Growlithe has attracted oh, hello. Guys, we also got an egg to hatch. This is a Growlithe I will scream. Ah, that's a little disappointing. That's extremely disappointing. Like, very much so disappointed in that thing that just happened. So hopefully, oh gosh, I might actually need to go Great Ball on this. So that's pretty much my thoughts on what could potentially be happening in Pokemon Go's future. You guys have seen my thoughts. Damn, really? This little bitch ass Eevee. Why can I not fucking? Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna catch you. What the I'm great at this game, guys. And how did I catch a 1000 Nidoran? Or Nidoking? Boom, there it is. Lag is so real right now. Okay. Alright, let's see this Voltorb that we just caught. It probably sucks. Yo, why is my hair getting weird? That's how many Growlithe candies I have at the moment. I need to hatch more Growlithe. That's what I need to do. They're hard though. They are hard to find. So this was the Voltorb I got, unfortunately. I never liked Voltorbs. I feel like their design was very half-assed. Where the hell? There it is. Oh my god. Kill yourself, you little bitch. I hate Pidgeys too. Pidgeys are actually the worst. I don't even care. Dude, where is this Growlithe? This is the only thing I want. What was I just about to do? Oh, there it is! Yes! I knew it. Growliths are probably my favorite Pokemon ever. Actually, my favorite Pokemon are Arcanine. Arcanines are my absolute favorite. Growliths, though, take a very good part of it, though. It's a pretty strong Growlithe, too. And there is a Growlithe. Yes. Woo, one of my favorites. And I have 30 out of 50 now. All I need is 20. All I need is like to hatch a Growlithe. That's it. And then I could have an Arcanine. And while that's probably not going to happen, it would be really cool. But what I forgot to do was slide a new egg in that incubator. Okay, after my game stops being a little bitch. No, I don't want to look at him. There we go. I gotta hatch these 5Ks because I really want... Okay, I really want this Growlithe. I can't get the words out because everyone keeps, like, texting me and shit. So, if we want to have enough time, we're gonna have to get to that gym. If we want to have enough time, because I'm actually supposed to be going somewhere right now. Oh my god! Hang on, guys. Wow. Wow, my phone is autistic. My phone is actual garbage. Come on. Christ, shut up! I'm working on it. Jesus. Pissing me off. My phone just picks what it wants to do, and then just doesn't do the rest of it. Oh my god. Everyone just decides to text me at once, and it pisses me off. I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work. You know, guys, I can't even, like, handle how bad this is working right now. So I'm going to have to cut it off there. That was already almost a 30-minute video, so it's going to take a long-ass time to render anyway. And hopefully that's enough for you guys to watch for right now. So peace out, and hopefully I'll get you guys a gym battle sooner or later. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.